Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're at least surviving these markets. And welcome to this new video on Ethereum. We're back with a full daily update right here on Ethereum. But obviously, there's quite a lot we need to talk about. We got a massive bearish move over the course of this morning. Honestly, if I take a look at Ethereum, first of all, I did not see this move coming. All right. I spoke about this move a couple of times last week. But then yesterday, when we were, holding 4470 and 4450 relatively well, I said, yeah, maybe we're going to spike down a little bit, but ultimately I do think we'll be able to hold our own. But then we've actually seen it with Ethereum a little bit more already, but Ethereum over the course of the Asian session already started to dump down. It started to be sold off, which I think is very interesting to talk about who's or what is behind this. It's very difficult to say at this point of time, it seems at least, but for Ethereum you can see there's been multiple times here that we started to drop down here. We have quite a lot of we have quite a lot of shorts coming in, then some early longs coming in, and then a massive liquidation spike earlier this morning, about 2 hours ago, right? And that really pushed the prices down. Until then, Ethereum was still holding the point of control here, but now we were pushed down below the point of control. We were pushed down below 4,250 and 4,300, which is the main level we're talking about right now. So let's quickly highlight that. And right now we're bearish on the 4-hour time frame at least. On the daily time frame, honestly, we're still bullish, right? On the daily time frame, we're still holding the daily trend right here. I would even go as far as saying that if you really zoom out, we can drop down into 3,900 and we would still be fine. All right, so I don't think over the long term you need to be worried here. But short term, the main question for Ethereum is that, well, we've seen so much bearish pressure over the course of the Asian session, going into the European session, but the European session so far has been quite stable. What to expect? Is this a bearish deviation from the stability that we had? Because ultimately, Ethereum wasn't strong, but it was stable. Or is this a real bearish breakdown? And are we going to drop down into that level at 3,900, right? That's the main question. And honestly, at this point of time, I think that there's too many things we don't know regarding the origin of this move, right? I mean, I've looked mostly at Bitcoin this morning, and it seems to me, if I look at the price action, like for Ethereum, it's different because Ethereum already started to sell off, right? So there already was some weakness brewing for Ethereum. So that's also why I think that second move was quite more aggressive in terms of the spike down. So with Ethereum, I don't know, but at least this second move that we had about 2 hours ago, it seems like some sort of a major OTC desk, market maker, whoever exiting crypto, right? Because they clearly don't care about the price. Otherwise, you would have sold it better. You could have sold it in chunks. You could have DCA'd out. And they just sold it. It seems in one clip. So the situation remains unclear to me regarding Ethereum. It's very much going to depend today on the US session. Do they still have that buying appetite that they had at the end of last week? It's all depending ultimately on this level right here at 4,300. All right, what we need to do is we need to reclaim 4,300. Then we can regain stability between 4,450 and 4,250. Right, that's the area where we want to get into. If we're unable to do this, right, so if we're unable to reclaim, retest, we're going to drop down lower. All right, and we're going to drop down into the next main support level, which in my opinion is this fair value gap right here at 4,000 and 3,950. And at this point of time, I would say, or I would like to tell you that it's better to be a little bit cautious. All right, if you really want to buy, wait for the actual reclaim. All right, then you have a little bit more certainty, a little bit more confirmation. At this point of time, Ethereum just looks like the market looks quite weak, and Ethereum looks weak compared to the market as well. So I would say it's most likely we're going to push down lower, or at least that's better to assume. And then we'll just keep our eyes on that level at 4,300, 4,250 and see if we actually get some sort of strength over the course of today that we can reclaim that. And then I'll tell you in the middle of the day market update or tomorrow. Those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.